Hi everyone, hope you're really well. Welcome to today's Altcoin Bible. A quick reminder, if you want to watch the extended version of this session where I go into Bitcoin, I also have a look at a few other cryptos as well. Make sure to become a newsletter subscriber by clicking the link below and you'll get this session every single week in more depth. So, and I've just shared a bit more about macro as well today. So just if you weren't aware. Now let's get into my cherry ripe wonder watch and danger zone. I'm actually going to give you a second cherry ripe today because I just want to have a look at different opportunities around the place. Won't get into the macro at all today. I think we can just let the technicals come to us and gauge the market from that point. Bitcoin so far holding above 82,000, as long as that's closing above that level. And then ultimately, I think a weekly close on Monday, then I think we're in a reasonable position to think we're probably going to range here for a little bit between 82, 92, and with 86 kind of being the barometer in the middle. If we're above that, we're probably going to headbutt 92. If we're below 86, probably going to come back down towards that 82 region, maybe even make some lower lows. But at the end of the day, it's all about the closes. And just generally where we're seeing the market on a longer term time frame versus getting maybe shaken around in the noise. We're getting pulled apart by tariffs and the S&P 500 a little bit here and there. But there is a sense of stabilization here right now, so that is a good sign. There are some charts also showing some life, while also there are some charts showing some opportunity. So right now there is an idea that you can buy the blood a little bit, get some discounts, but just understand that if you're doing that, you are taking on risk in the immediate short term. So you have to deal with the volatility. If you are buying some of this blood here, it has to be part of a longer term plan. If Bitcoin was cracking beneath 82,000 and you're just buying the blood, well, you could be buying the blood a long way down. So in my view, we want to be waiting for resistance flip support, or we want to be waiting for cryptos to be moving into support levels. We don't want to be cutting into support into the fear and buying into resistance. You want to be having that mind shift of doing the opposite, especially if you're into shorter term trading, and same with longer term trading. They're very interchangeable, a lot of these concepts. It's more so around your risk and also your patience level. Having some discipline is so important in these markets, especially if it's choppy state. All right, I want to get to Litecoin because they've been pretty bullish of Litecoin over the last few weeks and months because of the ETF coming. Now there is a sense of this buy the rumor, sell the news, absolutely. But there does have a lot of strength. There is a lot of strength in the chart. It has failed again to breach this overhead level. And right now, if you're bullish on Litecoin, this is the area to get interested. It's come back down to this crucial support level that has touched many times and held the body of these candles here. So I've just moved the line up to the body of the candles, not the wicks. It's more accurate in my mind that way. We tried to have a real capitulation. In fact, we went down to the 200, so that was really nice to see. And now we're back here again. I think if you've got a high conviction view on Litecoin for the ETF and maybe for the longer term, these are the types of areas you want to get interested. Yes, the RSI looks a little bit sad here, could have the scope to go down here, but also could be trying to reverse here as well. We've just had the close here. We've closed back above that support level. Could absolutely have another drive at it. But again, if you're looking for opportunity, this is the kind of area would be, sort of a kitchen sink area. If the newsletter was done up here, we'd have sort of a buy, maybe a strong buy in this region, and then a kitchen sink in that area. So anything down to 100 is really interesting to me. Beneath 100, I think we have to manage or have a danger zone there on a daily close. The 200 is hovering beneath, so just have to keep in mind that. You can maybe give yourself a little leeway, but if we're getting consistent daily closes beneath this crucial support level, I'd be fairly concerned. So that's how I'm viewing it on the upside. So this is a one to watch, if I wasn't clear about that. We're really waiting for the downtrend to break and also for this level here to breach. So that's 140. But again, if you are convicted on that, we could absolutely have a nice measured move back into the resistance there above at 122, 125. So that could be a really nice sell point. Another sell point can be above about 140 on the breakout. You could maybe let a little bit ride and manage around there, but this will get pretty choppy around here, I'd say, before any breakout. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, I think it's a fairly easy setup for mine. This is the area you get interested. This is the area you try to de-risk. This is the area you get interested in again. That's the way I'm looking at it, guys. Litecoin to the upside, if we're thinking about longer term regions, actually, I think we can probably just do a fib extension for you there from the low to the high to the drawdown. Litecoin does have scope to head up to 180, 190, 200, maybe higher, but we'll see. The market would have to be in a very strong state for that to happen. And I know the ETF buzz, but for there to be, strong buying for a Litecoin ETF right off the bat, we've seen that's just not really the case with Bitcoin and Ethereum. It takes time for it to be digested in the market. All right, now let's pivot on over to ADA. So we have to also have one eye on the fundamental situation with the big picture stuff happening in the world. And with the Trump family tweeting about sovereign reserve of Cardano, XRP, Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, we should be looking at those charts. We should be maybe have a more prominent position on our watch list and have alerts structured and set. Now, out of all of those, Solana hasn't done much yet. I'm waiting for, on the USD chart it looks okay, but against Bitcoin it doesn't yet. There's still a resistance needs to conquer. But for my eyes, and I don't cover Cardano a lot, I wanted to do it. So this looks probably the best out of those. XRP might be around that mark too. For this to be my cherry ripe though, why I've put it there as my cherry ripe is it's come down already, hit the 200, had that full retracement back to the 200, bought up really strongly. It's above all those key moving averages. It's very, very close to flipping, and in fact, just closed beneath the 100 as well. It's very, very close to doing this, flipping this level and climbing back and retesting this crucial overhead. If it can clear that, Cardano's off to the races. It's sort of cleared this area. It's now on top of the 50 on the RSI. I like the strength of that. It's now in this volume block here, which could be very interesting if it does clear. I think that's just the smart way of looking at it. Now, in terms of upside areas, let's just have a look. Low to the high, drag down. These are kind of areas I think we get interested in taking some profit. 150, 170. The $2 area is going to be pretty saturated with supply, I'd say. A lot of people want to get out of that trade, and then you've got probably you're seeing a spike into these upper areas of the RSI, which is telling you the momentum is starting to get a bit overheated. And you might be able to spot some bearish divergences up there as well. We can also look at previous price action. Where did it go previously? And it clustered around that $2 area, but there's not a lot of volume above our position here. So first port of call, I think we need to wait for Cardano to, it's so close to that overhead, you may as well wait for that for a breakout. You have an alert at 110, that type of region, see if we get to constructive daily closes above it, then we could really be on for a show. I don't think this peak up here matters too much. Once it's up in this region, it's got a bit of air above it. In terms of buying, it's probably around here or a little bit lower, but again, you have to be a bit careful managing risk around what's going in the market. But you can just see this level here is so important. Just get above this, which it's trying to do, stay above it, and then I think the upside is absolutely on the cards. All right, Drift. So this is an odd one because I wanted to share two cherry ripes that I'm looking at for different kind of reasons. So Cardano just looks like it wants to build and go higher, whereas Drift here is interesting. We know that Solana was in that tweet that I mentioned before about a sovereign reserve. So ecosystem players will be very interesting to watch here if they're getting an early bid, or what are they looking like? Drift here is a centralized exchange. It's in one of our, our top 5 low cap gem cryptos. It had an amazing run last year, real big moves. And since then it's had pretty much a full retracement of the breakout. This is where you want to get interested again if you're looking to buy the support. And that's what I was talking about just before about Litecoin. This is the point of control. This is the most volume that's traded essentially on the chart that I'm looking at. We've got the RSI building. This is a strong bullish divergence, these higher lows, and now we're contending with the 50. Meanwhile, price has just climbed lower and lower and lower, and it made a lower low here, and now it's building out. What has Drift done here? Well, it's now closed above the 20 and the 10. This is a pretty good short-term indicator, and it's coming down to maybe retest those moving averages just a little bit below, almost like a back test. So I can really see Drift moving up here in a shorter term sense, maybe create some kind of largish bowl shape and move out of here in a bottom. But that's something I want to look at for a longer term sense. It's not something I'd maybe short term trade, or maybe you can. But just in general, I think this is a smart area to start looking at buying support, managing risk as well. If we start to see closes beneath, the low that it's had here, then I think we need to. Well, there you go. I've got an alert there. She's telling you that maybe you need to manage some risk here and get out of the position. So don't mind that at all. Now, on the flip side here, you've got Drift, another ecosystem play on Solana. This is my danger zone. This is since its inception, it's just been going sideways in this big chop. Did break the downtrend over here, failed to make a new high, and ever since then it's just been in a downwards motion. What I hate about this chart, what is fantastic about this chart if you're looking to short the market, is it's closed now on a daily beneath this crucial support level. Now I've gone by the bodies of the wicks again, all the way across, body, body, body. This daily close here is not what you want to see. So this one here, first of all, gave me the first flag, the close beneath the support level, the body was just underneath. Then this one here that just closed today had the retest to the upside and it's fallen below. So this here tells me momentum is waning down. And the RSI has some scope here to bottom out a little bit lower. So this here, I would expect to move down further because we've now got confirmation, the back test, which is closed without moving higher. So yeah, those are my charts today, guys. Hope you have enjoyed those ones there. I've also got the newsletter dropping tomorrow, which I'm going to look at things that we kind of predicted got right and stuff that we got wrong as well. I think that would be really fun to do. So wait for that to drop tomorrow. All right, guys, have a great day. See you soon. Bye.